Ihor Dolhov, who is the Ukrainian ambassador and head of mission of Ukraine at NATO. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
People there think that you are crazy if you are looking for a war with Russia. Is that what you are doing?
Well, actually, what the Ukrainian government is trying to do to avoid by all means any clashes and any involvement of Russia into internal affairs of Ukraine. This is our priority, and actually we are looking forward for international meeting in Geneva tomorrow with foreign ministers of the United States, Ukraine, EU and the Russian Federation.
But Russia says it is not responsible for what is happening. It is local people who, and we heard some of them talking there, who don't want to live in a Ukraine that is effectively governed from Kiev.
What I heard from people from the street, that they want to live in Ukraine and they do not want any separatist moves and reunification, so to say, with Russia. They want to live in peace and stability. And actually, what central government is doing right now is just planning reform, which is provided by and stipulated for more liberties and more responsibility for local authorities.
But isn't it's not going to be enough, is it? If enough people say we want to have Russian rule over us, if the Russians continue to do what it seems they are now doing, which is encouraging those anti-Kiev protesters, if that's the best way to describe them, there really isn't very much you can do about it, is there? You don't have the force to stop them.
Well, I would like you to understand that's not about Ukraine now. That's about the whole system of security in Europe and in the Euro-Atlantic area. Ukrainian example is very evocative. If you remark this, nobody discusses now and no describes the situation in Crimea. New challenges are on the table. And what is being done now is to distract attention of public and international community of the annexation of Crimea.
Well, indeed, and it is working, isn't it? It's been effective because, as you say, we have forgotten about Crimea. The world has largely forgotten about Crimea. It is now effectively a Russian zone, and that pattern is going to be repeated throughout eastern Ukraine. At least that seems to be where we're headed, doesn't it?
Yes, it is. And this is the task of the international community, to stop Russia.
And do what? You say stop Russia. Do what? Practically, in practical terms, do what?
There are practical measures which have been elaborated in the European Union. And the third stage is on the table. And it depends on the situation and on the resolution of the EU and other governments.
And what is the third stage?
Well, it's better to ask those ministers who get gathered.
But what do you want them to do? Do you, putting it very bluntly, do you want military support from the West to stop the Russians doing what you say they are doing?
We do not need military support. We do not plan any military action against Russia, and we cannot imagine that Russian troops would cross the border. But to stop aggression and to stop involvement of the Russian Federation, there are tools which can be used and which we expect to be used by the international community.
Right, but just very quickly, you are talking here about sanctions rather than any sort of military support at all.
Yes, we talk first of all about sanctions.
Very good. Ihor Dolhov, thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you.
3 minutes to 8. Let's get the good news about the weather from Thomas Schaffernacker.
Absolutely, James.